Dr. Don back in here with you at 10:45 Central, 11:45 a.m. Eastern on your Monday morning, Memorial Day, May 27th, 2024. National Weather Service Office out of Peachtree City has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Meriwether, southern Troup, and Harris counties of west central Georgia in effect until 12:15 p.m. At 11:42 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Valley, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Meriwether, southern Troup, and Harris County, in effect until 12:15 p.m. At 11:42, a severe thunderstorm was located over Valley, Alabama, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. So let me go in here and we'll take a look at this storm and we'll talk about this. And let me go over to the NextRad radar, and we're going to switch this back to apparently Atlanta is down. So let's go. Well, Birmingham appears to be down. Those are not good things. So let me see if we can. Maybe the data coming from the National Weather Service period is down because none of the sites are showing up. Let's see if we can see it on the composite. Yeah, there we go. All right, so here's the severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for southern Troup, Harris, southwestern Meriwether. This is going to be for a severe thunderstorm near Valley, Alabama. There it is. And that is moving off to the east. The most significant part of this storm is going to affect Pine Mountain, Hamilton, cross over I-185 near the Mulberry Grove exit, and then continue on off to the east. Troup County, things are not going to be as significant up there in LaGrange. Actually, this is for southern Troup County, so it does not even include LaGrange. So it's going to be really in Troup County, it's going to be from Gabbettville over to near Greenville in Meriwether. So it'll be the southern half of Troup County, and the northern and central sections of Harris County will be the primary areas of concern with this particular storm. Good morning, Janine. There's Jerome Cofield. Thank you for watching. What's happening in Valley? Well, there's a bunch of rain, thunder, and lightning, wind blowing around. Got a severe thunderstorm moving through Valley, Alabama at the moment. Not a tornado. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. And we're talking about motion to the east at 37 miles per hour. Maximum hail here of 1 inch in diameter, with wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. And that would be the storm right there. The heaviest part of it's down in Valleys, not even affecting Lynette. Heaviest part of the storm will not affect Kia Motors. It's already moved through Casita, so this is a relatively small core, but it is strong right there over Valley, Alabama, crossing into Georgia. Yeah, I don't see any indication of a tornado at the moment. Beans Mill, you're south of this storm. It's not going to affect you at all. This is a relatively small core storm. The heaviest part of this is only about 10 miles wide and about 7 miles, so about 10 miles in diameter on this particular storm. So it's not a very big storm. It's stretching from just north of Valley up there, between Valley and Lynette, right there on I-85. Then it stretches down to the Chambers County, Lee County line. And it is moving in this general direction. Maybe something like so. So it should affect Pine Mountain. It should affect Hamilton. It will stay out of Lee County. The heaviest part of it, I think, actually stays out of Troup County. And it's going to be mostly a northern Harris County storm, the worst part of it. Hey, Lorraine Anglin, good to see you this morning. There's Beth watching us over in Pennon. You're good, Beth. Y'all ain't got nothing to worry about over there right now. Thanks, Kay. Hey, Chrissy from Crackford. For those of you joining us, we're on because of a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Troup, northern Harris, and southwest Meriwether counties. Now, the severe thunderstorm watch does continue across West Georgia. Heard County, you're in the clear. Chambers County, you're in the clear. Randolph, Clay, Tallapoosa, Coosa, Talladega, Carroll County, Cleburne, Calhoun, Cherokee, you're all in the clear. This is one lone storm that's crossing the Alabama-Georgia state line, moving into Georgia. The heaviest part of the storm will stay primarily across northern Harris County. You got some very heavy rainfall up here in southern Troup, no question. But the part of the storm that is severe should remain in northern Harris County. Well, good morning, Aunt Reba. In Valley, Alabama. Yeah, it is pouring. But things should start improving in Valley pretty quick. This storm's moving off to the east at about 32 miles per hour. And so the heaviest rain should be coming to an end in Valley. I mean, you still got moderate rain. But in the next 15, 20 minutes, heck, you may see sunshine in Valley. Hard to believe right this moment, but that's the way this works this morning. It'll move on off to the east pretty quick. About to start crossing over I-185, pretty close to the Mulberry Grove exit for those of you who are familiar with that area. And it'll continue moving on off to the east. I'm watching the National Weather Service, and they're asking the question if anybody has anything to report down in Harris County. So far, I don't see anything. So, again, we're back on the air with you because of a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued just a few moments ago by the National Weather Service. We're looking at maybe some 50-mile-per-hour wind gust in extreme southern Troup County, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in northern Harris, as this cluster of storms finally starts to pull on off to the east. I'm going to look at a couple of different products here. And let me get out of that. Let's go back and see if we can get level 2 to come up. Yeah, okay. And that's a little better look at it. And you do have some hail right there just east of Valley. And you got a mesoscale detection just to the southeast of that. And you've got a little inflow notch right there. So this is a pretty hefty thunderstorm. And now the update, it doesn't look quite as significant as it did, but it's still pretty strong. And we're talking about this area as it begins to cross over I-185. I think the heaviest of this will run right between Pine Mountain and Hamilton. Yeah, we actually got some rotation going on here, too. It's very broad. But you can see right there. We have about 48 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour winds incoming toward the radar. But the outbound winds are not very strong. But you definitely got some strong inbound. That's at 56 miles per hour right there. Again, understand that's up in the upper levels of the atmosphere, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's on the ground. I'm talking about the wind values. Right there along 183. I'm sorry. So let me turn on there's State Route 103. And of course I-85, I-185. And we'll go back to the velocity. Go back to the reflectivity. And you can see that the most significant part of this storm now in Harris County, crossing over I-185. And got a forecaster that's actually driving through. Well, let's see. Katie Martin is telling us that they're monitoring the strengthening rotation in the storm over western Harris County. So they are watching for the same thing as what I was just telling you. They're watching this area for the possibility of rotation. And I got to tell you, the rotation's there, but it's not very tight. It's pretty broad. But the one thing that's getting my attention is this inflow notch right here. And then with the inflow notch, you also have the hail core up here to the north. So you would anticipate the tornado to be right here in this notch, if there is one. Still looks pretty strong with that next update. Let's go back to the base velocity. It's still broad. Your rotation, if there is, would be right in here. And most likely right there. Yeah, so the Weather Service is saying this may be a case of side lobing, essentially a fault signature, but this is a very strong storm. You know, because you look at several different things. You can't look at one product. You got to look at several different aspects here before you can determine whether you actually have a tornado or not. The structure certainly suggests that this could be a supercell thunderstorm producing a tornado. This is in northern Harris County, due west of Hamilton. But then when you come over to the velocity, you can see the rotation there, but it's not a tight couplet at all. This is very broad. I mean, that entire area is rotating. That's not what you need for a tornado. What you would be looking for would be some greens and reds, like 2 or 3 pixels touching one another right in the center of this, and that's not what we have. So the Weather Service confirming that this is probably a side-lobing storm, so it's not giving us a true look at this. Now we go back over to the reflectivity, and the structure looks good. I mean, you have your hell core to the north. You have your inbound notch right there on the southern end of this, and then your rain-free basin down here at the bottom, which is classic setup, but it's just not, all of the ingredients don't appear to be there for this to be a tornado. For those of you joining me, this is over in northern Harris County, Georgia. This storm is moving east and will affect places like Pine Mountain, perhaps Hamilton. It's crossing over I-185 as we speak. So the strongest part of the storm's near Hopewell Church Road. You know where that's at. For those of you that frequent this area, and I do, I have a sister-in-law that lives down here, so that's just going to be just north of the Mulberry Grove exit. I'm just looking at a couple of different places here. Here we go. They're issuing a tornado warning on it. All right, so the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for northern Harris County. in west central Georgia until 12:30 this afternoon. At 12:04 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Whitesville Pine Lake, or 8 miles east of Valley, moving east at 25 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is tornado and quarter-sized hail. This is radar indicated. So tornado warning now for northern Harris County. This is going to be near the Hopewell Church Road exit off of I-185, or maybe a little bit further south. If you're down there around Hawkins Road, State Route 219, State Route 103, where 103 crosses over I-185. From 103 all the way up to Hopewell Church Road. 219 that runs up through there. You're in the danger zone. Let's go back over to the base velocity, and it still looks pretty broad to me, but I would put your tornado, if there is one, crossing over I-185 just north of the 103 interchange. Again, if you're just joining us, the National Weather Service issuing a tornado warning for northern Harris County and west central Georgia until 12:30 p.m. At 12:04, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Whitesville Pine Lake, or 8 miles east of Valley, moving to the east at 25 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-sized hail possible with this storm. You live in this area, you need to be going to your safe place. That would be the lowest floor in your home, center of your home on the lowest floor. You want to put as much between you and the outside walls of your home as possible. If you're traveling I-85, you need to get off and seek shelter. This is over in northern Harris County, crossing over I-185. About 8 miles, maybe 10 miles now, east of Valley, Alabama. And this is moving to the east. This is not moving toward Valley. It's moving in the opposite direction. If you're anywhere around Pine Mountain down to Hamilton and west back over to I-185, you need to be in your safe place. If you're in your automobile, you're traveling I-185, you see a funnel cloud, do not stop under a bridge overpass. That is not a very safe place to be. The best idea is to get off of the interstate, go to a filling station, a gas station, and seek shelter indoors. Don't stop on the interstate or stop under an overpass. That's proven not to be a safe thing to do. If you encounter a tornado in your automobile and there's just no other option, of course, make sure you have your seatbelt on and just stay in your automobile. Don't get out of it. There was a time we used to say the best idea was to leave your automobile and get into a ditch or ravine. If you're caught outdoors, that's still a good idea. But if you're already in your automobile, just stay in your automobile. Make sure your seatbelt is on. You drive right into one, you're going to take a ride, but your chances of survival are much better inside your automobile than they would be outside. If you're in a home, you live in this particular area, then you need to seek shelter. Middle of the lowest floor in your home, in a closet, restroom. Make sure that you carry a blanket, pillow with you to cover your head. Make sure you have on hard-soled shoes. Beach Spring Road. Oliver Road. These are roads in Harris County to the east of I-185. These are some locations where you need to be taking cover. Williams Road. All the way down to 103, Macedonia Church Road, Old Black Snake Road, Hawkins Road. If there is a tornado, it would be down in this area. Understand, Doppler, it runs anywhere from 2 to 6 minutes behind real time. So this is probably going to be closer to Hamilton now. Mobley Road, Hamilton Pleasant Grove Road, State Route 116, Valley Rescue Mission Road, U.S. Highway 27 there at Hamilton. The storm's going to pass between Pine Mountain and Hamilton. I think if there is a tornado, it's going to come closer to Hamilton than it will Pine Mountain. Yes, this storm is moving east. We're going to watch for the possibility of reformation back over central Alabama later on this afternoon, but at the moment, no, there's nothing happening in central Alabama that would affect East Alabama. The reason we're here is for a tornado-warned storm that has now, looks like they've dropped the tornado warning. Looks like we're back to a severe thunderstorm warning. No, that was incorrect. The tornado warning is still valid. It would be right here near Hawkins Road. If there is a tornado, it would be in this general area. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Meriwether County, northern Talbot County, and Harris County in west central Georgia at 12:14. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Mountain Hill to Durand, moving east at 30 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail. So I'm a little confused. I'm not sure if they're replacing the tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning. Maybe they'll clear that up for us here in just a moment. It's getting close to Callaway Gardens. I think if there's a tornado in this, it's probably going to stay south of Callaway, but you've got a hail core that's probably going to move right across Pine Mountain. So, Deborah, yes, you're going to have some pretty significant weather there at Callaway Gardens here. I mean, you've already got heavy rainfall in the area. Now you've got some hail that's crossing over I-185 that's moving in your general direction. If there is a tornado in this stuff, I think it stays south. All right, so the Weather Service is telling us that the rotation has weakened, but it's still there, so they're going to let the tornado run a little bit longer just to be on the safe side. They're going to let the tornado warning go a little bit longer. Even though it's not as strong as it was, there is still some rotation in this storm. Hey, Johnny in Macon, Georgia. Right now, you look pretty good. But keep an eye on this stuff coming out of West Georgia because it is moving in your general direction. You have had some sun over there this morning. You're back cloudy now. You've got some scattered showers around Macon. Nothing in the immediate area of concern. But pay attention to this stuff coming through Harris County, Georgia, because if it holds together, it will come right through Macon. But it's going to be a minute. We're probably looking at a couple of hours at least. The heaviest part of this storm will probably stay just a little bit south of Pine Mountain. But that hail core could very easily move right across Pine Mountain. But the part of it that may be containing some rotation should stay south of Pine Mountain. Roanoke's fine. If I'm not talking about your community, you have nothing to worry about. So downstream, Manchester would be the next major location. It needs to pay attention to what's happening with this. And don't forget, it's still raining pretty good in Southeast Chambers along that line that's really kind of been sitting there now for a while. Got heavy rain, occasional heavy rain in Lynette, just north of Beans Mill, down there on I-85, Casita, and then scattered broken showers back toward Oak, Bowery, Waverly, Camp Hill. But that stuff's not severe. The severe is in Harris County. Lake Martin is fine. Well, if you're a storm lover, and we have storm haters and storm lovers and lots of folks in between that follow us here on Dr. Don's Weather. If you're a storm lover, I think you're going to be a happy camper here on this Monday afternoon. There's a pretty good chance you're going to see at least some heavy thunderstorms over there in Macon before the day's done. Well, not sure why, but Taylor Jones is asking me about the weather in Vidalia. Of course, those knuckleheads can be in one part of the country one day, and then voila, they're 150, 200, 300 miles away the next day. Vidalia's fine, and then he's also asking about Savannah. Which is a pretty good drive between those two locations. Just cloudy skies over in Savannah right now. It looks like we may have a line of thunderstorms coming into Savannah. Let me go back over to, let me just switch to Valdosta. Or Jacksonville. Or not. Go to the composite. That always works. Looking at the composite, yeah. Now, we got some bright clouds. Surprised me to see some storms pop up over there at any moment. But the only ticket in town right now is coming out of southeastern Chambers over into northern Harris for that tornado-warned storm, which should be just east of I-185, just west of Hamilton. Yes, there is a tornado warning for Harris County. Weather Service is telling us the rotation has weakened, but they're going to let this tornado warning continue for a few more moments just to be on the safe side. They may be about to cancel this warning. Well, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate your kind words. And we're going to stay with this at least until that tornado warning is no longer in effect. Lineville and Ashland look fine right now, Amber. We're going to be watching for the possibility of redevelopment this afternoon. But right now, everything is good. Really, this is the only thing happening in Alabama and Georgia. Storm stretching from Woodbury back into southeastern Troup County, south of LaGrange, and then across northern Harris. That's where the possible tornado is located. And then it continues back into southeast Chambers and a couple of smaller showers in south central Chambers. Picking up some showers down there now around Prattville, just north of Montgomery. Southern Elmore near Tuskegee. That's about it. Now, the heaviest part of this now has just moved north of Hamilton. Now, there's no question that this is the heaviest part of this storm. Shiloh back to just south of Pine Mountain to just north of Hamilton and east. I really can hear anything. Leslie, I'm not sure what your question is. So the tornado warning is going to expire at 12:30. We're just now getting that notification from the Weather Service as the rotation has weakened. So we've got about another 90 seconds. They're going to let that tornado warning expire. Is anybody having audio issues? We're blowing it out of the water here at the studio. We're streaming at 7,000 kilobits a second. That's about as good as it gets. Yeah, check your phone there, Leslie. I don't think I'm having audio issues. I've been going now for 43 minutes, and nobody said a word about audio issues. Everything checks out good on this end. Chase says that he hears me just fine. Johnny says that he can't hear me. Huh. I don't know why. Okay. Well, they have canceled the tornado, or they will cancel here in just a bit. Okay, good, Johnny. I'm glad you're back on. Okay. All right, so we've been on now for, 45 minutes covering this thunderstorm down in northern Harris County. And the Weather Service is going to allow the tornado warning to expire. It should drop off the screen here in about 30 seconds. But you still have a very strong thunderstorm between Pine Mountain and Hamilton back over towards Shiloh. That's getting over there in the northeastern corner of Harris County. Still got lots of rain all the way back to Valley in Alabama. But the severe part of this storm is in northeastern Harris County, and it's moving to the east. So there it goes. It's all done. Now, this thunderstorm could care less whether or not we have a tornado warning out there for it or not. It typically does not pay attention to the local weather forecast. So if you're out here between Pine Mountain and Shiloh, back down to Hamilton, I would go ahead and seek shelter and let this pass you before you get back outside to your Memorial Day activities. We zoom back out. That's about all that's happening in Alabama and Georgia at the moment. It's all over there in West Georgia, moving east. A couple of broken, scattered thunderstorms back in central or east central Alabama, Chambers County, and then down there in extreme southern Elmore, maybe extreme southern Tallapoosa, and back over toward Lionel Richie country, down there at Tuskegee. But you can see up here across East Alabama, broken clouds. I mean, we got sun shining in parts of Randolph, up into southern Cleburne, back into Talladega County. We've got sunshine there, clouds across southern Clay, but broken clouds. And this will allow the surface to continue to heat this afternoon. You get west of Birmingham, it's full-blown sun. Look at that. I mean, there's just nothing but sunshine over there. We'll be watching back over in portions of Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas to see if we get any regeneration this afternoon of more thunderstorms. It's possible. There's a handful of models that suggest that it will happen. We'll see. And if that were to happen, Jimmy Stevens, thank you. And if that were to happen, we'll be right back with you, and we'll continue with coverage. We have spent a lot of time together today, and we'll continue to do so if conditions warrant. Hope you have a happy rest of your Memorial Day. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll see you either back in here later on today for more severe weather coverage, or we'll catch you first thing tomorrow morning for your primetime forecast here on Dr. Don's Weather.